Welcome back to Regular Guys Outdoors. I'm Chris. I did an update video on my turkey vest and my Stevens 555 over-under turkey gun, so I figured I'd go ahead and do the update on Blaze, my 2012 Nissan Xterra, since I did a video of it before turkey season. I've now had a chance to live in it. I was on that first stretch of turkey season for 8 weeks and 1 day. I did not spend every night in there. There was probably maybe up to 2 weeks that I wasn't in there. I was at my in-laws, I was at a hotel, I was at Bart's, so I did spend at least 6 weeks sleeping and living in that bad boy. So let's go over what I don't like, and I had to write some things down to make sure I don't forget some things. So some of the negatives. Some of these negatives are probably just because it is a newer vehicle. I know it's 9 years old at this point, but for me that's a newer vehicle. So I don't like that the lights up on the top that make it, that's part of the package of the Pro 4X model that Nissan does, those do not work unless your high beams are on. So I can't just run regular beams and pull the covers off and run those lights. I have to go to high beam. If I'm in high beam, I don't need those lights up top. It's kind of stupid. Secondly, and this is another light issue, the fog lights only work when I am in regular beams, when my headlights are on regular beam. If I go to high beam, the fog lights turn off. I can't turn the fog lights on by themselves if I'm just in my parking lights. So I have to have the headlights on to turn those bottom fog lights on. Again, irritating to me. Let me decide how I use my lights, especially since you gave me top ones, regular headlights, and fog lights. Allow me to turn them on how I want. There are times where I would like to just turn on my fog lights and kind of have a lower profile driving into a place because I'm hunting. And there might be other times where I would like to drive with my regular lights on and the top lights if I'm going down a trail. The top lights in theory should help me see further, and then I got my regular headlights to see directly in front of me in the dark. So I don't like that. Let me choose how I use my car. The alarm. So the alarm system in it. If I'm inside my vehicle and I'm locked up, I sleep for the night, I get up in the morning. I unlock the back door because all 4 doors have a manual flipping switch for the lock. I unlock it, open the door, the alarm is going to go off because I opened it from the inside. The first time I realized that, I was at a truck stop, and that was the very first night of traveling down to Mississippi. So that was my very first night. I'm in a crowded truck stop. I'm talking hundreds and hundreds of big rigs parked in this bad boy. There's me and this other car parked off to the side, and I had locked myself in. I decided I wanted to I forgot that I needed to brush my teeth, so I wanted to open the door to spit out the side of the vehicle. Hit that lever, open the door, car goes off. I understand why the alarm works that manner, but I don't like it. So in order for me to get out once I've locked myself in, I have to use the fob and unlock it with the fob from the back, from where I'm sleeping. So that's kind of annoying to me as well. And there's no way to disable the alarm because it's part of the ignition system. So you can pull the fuse, but you can't start the car then. So I understand why it is that way, because you could reach a coat hanger in, unlock the door, open it up, and blah blah blah. But dang, again, let me use my car the way I want to. Please. Please. Another thing that's annoying to me. If I use the fob to lock the car, the horn and headlights flash. Again, when I'm hunting, I like to have a small footprint. I don't want the lights in the sounds. Fortunately, I've been able to figure out how to get rid of the sound part of that when I use this. Now, the workaround is obviously to manually lock the car and close your door, but if you start to walk away and you forgot to lock the door, or you're not sure if you locked the door and you just want to hit it with the remote, it's going to still flash. But the trick was I found this on a couple different places for Nissans. You hit the lock and unlock button on the fob and it disables the horn. Now if I want to re-enable the horn, you push them both back down and the horn will honk when you lock it again. So currently my horn is off, so when I lock it, you just hear the locks go and the lights flash. The other thing is, sometimes when this is in your pocket, you can lean on something and lock the doors or hit the alarm button. So what I did was I took the fob apart, got to this red alarm button, took this piece of rubber, and on the back side there was like 3 kind of prongs. The middle prong was more like an oval, like a racetrack type oval with 2 prongs on the end. So I just cut all those bad boys off, and so you have to really push in to make the alarm go off. You have to really deliberately push in. So did that. So that's kind of 2 fixes for things that annoy me, but there's still the whole light situation and all that stuff. I also burned up 2 of the 3 cigarette lighter plugs with my fridge and the batteries that I'm using to run the fridge. And it's not the fuse, it's not the wiring, it's the actual cigarette lighter part that is a very weak link, and if you're running anything with any kind of wattage, they burn up. And I found online where this is a problem, and currently my solution is I used the back one with one of my particular batteries, the Jackery. And the Jackery only draws 75 watts, whereas my Blue Eddy likes to draw like 105 watts. So that difference in wattage creates a different temperature and doesn't mess up what they say is the soldering part in that cigarette lighter thing. So I've replaced the middle one, so now I got 2 of 3 working now, but I can't plug in the Blue Eddy battery. I can plug in the fridge. The fridge only draws 40 to 50 watts when it's running, but there's that. So I still got 1 dead cigarette lighter. That happened pretty early on, so that was a pain in the butt for a while. My fuel economy was not what I expected. I thought I'd probably average 18, but with the weight in it and with the weight, the vehicle sagged in the back. I was really bulldogging pretty bad. I only got 16 miles a gallon on that 8,000 and some odd miles I did this spring turkey during the spring turkey season. So the mileage was disappointing. It's still better than Baby Snowflake, but a little disappointing nonetheless. But all that aside, I'm going to go with her for a while. I'm going to go with Blaze for a while. So what she needs is a little bit of a lift, and so I did that. 2-inch lift kit, got an add a leaf in the rear, strut spacers in the front. Total cost with the lift kit, the alignment, and the camber bolts, eccentric bolts that you need when you do the front end lift so that you can get it aligned, all said and done was $504. So I installed the lift kit in my driveway right here. Pretty easy, pretty simple. The Nissan has no rust on it, so getting bolts off and on was easy as can be. Getting those up in there was a little more complicated than I thought it would be. First side's tough because you got to figure it out. Second side, no problem. But I do need some longer U-joint or U-bolts. These do not fit now with the extra leaf in there, so I need about a 1/2 inch longer. That's the new spring right here, bolted into the pack, and then you got your overload spring down here. The new U-bolts, I had to really chop them off. They were really long, but over there you see the chop saw right there. I already had the metal blade in it from doing transitions when I redid a couple rooms of flooring in the house, so that was nice. I didn't even have to change the blade. When you're doing something like that, I go overkill on the jack stands. I do not want the car falling on me. I don't want the car falling into the driveway. I don't want the axle falling on me. I don't want to drop the axle and have it pull off the drive shaft or anything like that. So I go crazy on it, and if you're working under your car, I hope you go crazy with jack stands too. I had like 7 of them under there. Now, one of my concerns with Blaze was the fact I know it's smaller inside than the Durango is. But one of the things I'm going to do to help rectify that in the future is I've built one of those solar showers. So my design idea was to have it fill up on this side. I can pressurize it if I need to with my bike pump on the straighter valve here. The idea for curving this down, having an elbow here, is that to create more water pressure. So I intend to mount it slightly up like this, and then that will, let me open this door, and then that will allow more water pressure down here even if it's only half full. The purpose of showing you that is then I don't need to carry my camp shower bag in this container inside my vehicle. I carry it in a container because if you think that stupid little bag isn't going to leak, it's going to leak. Absolutely. It's going to leak on the worst spot at the worst time, like your sleeping bag when you actually need your sleeping bag. So that's it. That's the Blaze update. Give us a thumbs up if you like this video. Hit that subscribe button down there, and as always, thanks for watching.